Ladies and Habibis, we are going to introduction to you rising star of South Asia. He is very well educated. He knows Islam and Christianity very well. He done what they said he can. He is Doctor.
Alhamdulillah.
Wait a minute, what are you doing, Zakir? You come out, it's not you. Habibi, take him out. Sorry, there was some problem. He's Adam Sikher.
Hello everyone, this is your favorite Murtid. Salamul Masih, peace of Christ be with each and every one of you. I hope you guys are having fun. And hello everyone, this is your favorite Murtid live once again, and today we have very important guests with us. Two of them, not just one. So today's live stream will be some fun. So let me just introduce, because ladies first, we are not Muslims. So for us, ladies first. So let me invite our first guest, who is a lady. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu wal jannatul halal wal dozakul haram. How are you, sister?
I am very good. Salam al-Masih.
Salam al Masih, sister. You just exposed yourself so fast.
Oh
But
no,
you
I did.
you look like Alhamdulillah, how Muhammad said that you should be.
Well, yes, Muslim women do need to protect themselves because Allah Himself said that they need to cover up, or else they will be abused by Muslim men. But only the free women. The slaves can't, because the Muslim men are going to abuse somebody, and it needs to be abused toward slave women.
That makes sense. So we're gonna go deep into today's topic: the wife beater, the wife stealer, the wife thief, and the person who spent a few nights in jail because beating the wife. So we're gonna talk about all of that. But before that, I'm gonna invite another guest for today's live stream. Hadrat Izzat Ma, Islamic engineer. Hello, brother.
Hey, what's up?
By the way, is there any engineering in Islam?
Oh yes. There is a
Or
lot of
you are
engineering in Islam. That's what
so
I've
you
been
are
doing all these years.
Engineering of the truth. What
there's
channel
a
is
lot
this
of
on?
background noises in your side, brother. Like tick tick, a lot of tick ticks. All right.
Yeah, we can hear him
So
typing. Which channel is this on? Because I can't find it on YouTube. I'm looking for it.
what are you looking for? Islamic engineer?
No, we're on your channel, right?
We are on Adam Seeker channel. Adam Seeker.
I look for Adam Seeker and it's not.
Yeah, see, even in your
Oh, here
part
we
of the
go.
world, this channel is hidden. Oh my goodness, let me just send it to you.
I got it.
A
I got
link.
it now. I found it.
You
I
got
don't
it?
know why I
All
couldn't
right.
find it a moment ago.
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah. It's so difficult to find me nowadays. Oh my god. That's how you shadow ban a person in YouTube. So by the way, let me start with something. Uthman Ibn Farooq in Balboa Park, Canada, no, America,
San Diego.
San Diego, California. And who's this guy next to him? What's his name? Can you please tell me his name? This guy? Anybody knows him?
Oh yeah, that's the
Tony, his
brother.
Anthony. His real name is Anthony, but you call him Tony.
Anthony. All right, let's play. Then I will go further.
God Logic at Balboa Park and the other brothers there. Check this out. And then we're going to get into some pending charges filed by Uthman's wife.
Pending charges? Dude, I have that pending charges documents, all 20 of those. But Jay got it before me. So let's play.
Uthman's wife?
Listen. Okay, listen. Tell me this.
What is that?
Didn't you beat your wife?
What?
Didn't you beat your wife? Tell the truth. So what? He went to jail. He's a wife abuser.
Why you abuse me from a personal issue?
Because
Why you
also,
wanna personal-
look at this.
Oh,
He
wow.
talks about Muslims being wife abusers. He went to jail
So
repeatedly for abusing his wife. You didn't go to jail. You didn't get arrested for domestic abuse. I'm a liar. And if I bring you,
You said the jail. I did not go
when you
jail.
get arrested, where do you take you?
you went to jail. I did not go to jail. So they are abusing each other. But Uthman Ibn Farooq went to jail for beating his wife as well.
To a hotel? To
okay.
jail. Yeah. That is the face of a liar right there.
Oh,
And we're gonna see how his words. You say it one more time.
did he say wife abusers?
Is that what he said?
I think so.
Because
Why you
also,
wanna
look at this.
Oh,
He
wow.
talks about Muslims being wife abusers. Muslims being wife abusers. Huh?
Are they?
He went
Huh?
to jail repeatedly for abusing his wife. You didn't go to jail. You didn't get arrested for domestic abuse.
So
And-
before we go into this, these are public records. Mary Herb, an Islamic engineer, please correct me if I'm wrong. These are public records. You can definitely see them. I have these public records as well. But why I'm going to show this instead of my records is because I just saw that Jai actually darkened out the last names of the kids and the wife. So it's better not to show the last names or expose the whole thing. We don't want their kids to have any issue in future. Hence, I'm not going to show the documents that I have because otherwise I don't want them to be in trouble. But let me just show you that I have these documents and I can send them to you, all of you, in Discord. So everyone who is in Discord with me, I will send these documents to them because these are public records and public records are public property. If anybody wants to look into these, they can definitely look into these. Guys, before I continue, anybody would like to say anything before, because I know Mary Herb has a lot of stuff to talk about, but these are public records and you can definitely see these public records from so many places. I'm not going to show them. I'm going to use Jai's video live stream because he has blackened out certain names so that it will not be exposed. So that's why I'm going to use that video. Mary Herb, mic is yours before I continue.
Right. Well, early on when the scandal broke, Thaddeus gathered all the information together at Reason Answers, and we did a live stream on the material way back then when it first became public. And the basics are that our buddy Uthman is committing bigamy in the United States because he is too good for American laws. By marrying religiously, which still ought to be prosecutable, another woman. But he was also committing bigamy according to Islamic laws because this individual he was married to was still married to another woman that he'd handed her off to. And the similarities between Uthman regretting marrying off a woman to a companion and Muhammad facing the same thing are incredible. The only difference being that Uthman's companions don't think that he is Rasulallah. And so he did not, in fact, divorce his wife so that Uthman could be with her. But didn't stop him.
No, let's go back then. Okay, guys, sorry, Mary Herb brought up a very important point. We have to go back 1 year approximately. And 1 year ago, I showed this information while Mary Herb and other English channels were doing it in English. I did that in Urdu. So I did that in Urdu channel. And I showed that Uthman ibn Farooq stole a wife of somebody. So let's play that first, then we will go here because this is very important. We'll need to show you that he stole a wife of his own Muslim brother. Check this out. मैं आपको दिखाता हूं बल्कि ये देखो यार ये वो बंदा है.
Two methods to find a good wife. You ask him about dating apps. He said no. And you ask what about OnlyFans. He's like, I don't know what is OnlyFans is. This is totally fine. Yeah. Sheikh Osman doesn't use those methods. He uses a better method. Exactly, totally different. That's what fits.
ये कह रहा है कि now I'm translating, so I'm gonna skip that because that's in Urdu translation. So he doesn't use OnlyFans. He doesn't use anything else. What does he use?
Allah. guide us all. So he will wait. I'm gonna tell you the the process. He's gonna wait for a friend and see if he can help him. For example,
कह रहा है कि शेख उस्मान again it is कोई help की जरूरत हो. This is my translation.
a brother,
Hmm.
which is me,
Hmm.
I reached out for him because he's a sheikh to fix our marriage.
जैसा कि एक दोस्त जैसा कि मैं शेख उस्मान के पास गया और उसको मदद के लिए कहा
Fix our marriage. So
हमारी शादी को help करो.
is I gave him my wife's number because we have some trouble between. I had trouble between me and my wife.
मैंने शेख उस्मान को अपनी बीवी का नंबर दिया क्योंकि मुझे और मेरी बीवी के दरमियान कुछ मसले चल रहे थे और मैंने शेख उस्मान को कहा कि हेल्प करो.
So I trusted Sheikh Osman. I know him, and then I was on his table in Balboa Park.
So basically he was a friend of Sheikh Uthman and Sheikh Uthman is here. So he had some issues with his wife. So he gave Sheikh Uthman the number of his wife so that Sheikh Uthman, could fix those issues between him and his wife. So what did he do? Marry her?
He just married her, even though she wasn't fully divorced. But it's even better if you go back, because if you remember the story of Zainab ibn Jahash, she went to Muhammad wanting him to marry her, right? And
Mhm.
Muhammad's like, you're ugly, your face is ugly, and married her to his adopted son instead as the fourth wife of four, because Zayd kept four wives continuously. And then he walked by or went into the tent and saw her mostly undressed and realized she was what we call a butterface, meaning that she had an unattractive face but a smoking hot body. And he's like, wow, I really want that hot body. I changed my mind. I regret everything. I want to have her in my bed. And so his son-in-law found out about this, divorced her, and he married her and said that Allah told him to do it so that you both know that you can marry the divorced wives of your adopted sons, but also so that you can know that adoption doesn't exist, which are, by the way, in case anyone's tracking, these are contradictory reasons. If one is valid, then the other one makes no sense at all, but Allah has never made sense. Now, very similarly, this girl claimed, I found the true light of Islam, and this whole working girl life is no fun. So I'm a little bit of a big American girl, but I'm blonde with blue eyes. So I'm going to run over to Sheikh Uthman over in Balboa Park, and I'm going to run and ask him to find me a husband. And from the sounds of it, seems like she was hoping the husband he would find would be him, because of course they believe in multiple marriages. She didn't care that he was already married. She just wants to be a kept woman. And so instead of taking her, he immediately marries her off to his friend and what's his name? Adnan, I think. I'm going blank right now. But anyway, he married him off to his friend with them having just met. And they only had an Islamic marriage. They didn't record it legally because this guy had a previous wife whom he called all kinds of names because she had divorced him using the American religion or the American legal system. So he only wanted a religious marriage. And then now that he's got his hot blonde wife, he hauls her off to Lebanon, which is, by the way, in the middle of an economic collapse, and declares that he wants to start a life here so that his children are not contaminated by this evil American whatever. And Hot Blondie's like, no, I did not sign up for this. I signed up to be a kept woman in the United States where life is nice, not here where it's horrible. So she basically manipulated him and forced him into giving her the first divorce. And then she ran off. After
oh my goodness, so this backstory I didn't know.
Yeah so this is backstory.
This is crazy backstory of the wife of Adnan,
right? So he did give her the first divorce, but then took her back, but she had already run away and refused to come back. It is not her right after a first divorce, after the first talaq. She's still married. She's still married. She is still married. By every Islamic law in the world, she is still married. And she doesn't even have the right to run away from his house after the first talaq. if he doesn't want her to. But she did. And then Adnan's like, oh, she's not listening. Uthman, please talk to her, or Osman, because he's trying
And
to be all
Usman,
Arab,
Usman,
right?
Usman fixed the marriage for good.
Fix the marriage, fix the marriage. Tell her that she's doing the wrong thing, because he was a witness to the marriage. And Uthman counseled her in the same way that Muhammad counseled women, that is, with his penis, and took her as a second wife, even though she absolutely was still Islamically married. But who's to stop them here in America? They don't have Islamic laws enforced in America, and the marriage isn't recognized at all. And so she was put in the house with his own mother. He had bought a house for his mother, and she was a kept woman there for quite some time. And I have not been completely keeping up with the drama. I've been listening to some of it. Adam very graciously invited me here a couple hours ago, but I was busy doing all kinds of chores and stuff, so I hadn't gone in to research it. And I'm not certain that she's still with him. She might be off with somebody else now.
Oh,
But-
she is still under the captivity of Uthman Ibn Farooq.
She is okay. Yeah, because I wasn't sure whether or not this is still hanging on, because of course what she wants is status. She wants to be kept in a certain manner, and she wants status in the community as the blonde convert that she is. She thinks she's high status and should demand that kind of position. And so she has been kept in a house with his mother-in-law, which, this being California, the sucker's probably $1 million. Other places, it wouldn't necessarily be $1 million house, but she's being kept in like $1 million house because this is California. And so, yeah, he can have 2 other options in addition to these 2 wives that he has. But things are not beautiful between Uthman and his first wife. But the question is, has he done anything Islamically wrong other than the adultery? So in the treatment of his first wife, has he done
No.
anything wrong? Yeah, exactly. So
Other than adultery, no. So you put
Other than
adultery on the side then.
Right.
By the way, Sidman said now Usman has 2 wives. No, Sidman. Now Usman has 3 wives.
yeah, I've heard that he had a third, but I don't know. I just heard that in passing, that there was a
But Mary, I have a question.
but I haven't been able to
in
find it.
California,
Because
you
again, I
cannot
didn't
have
look
more
it
than
up.
one
Mhm.
wife. It's not a
No, you
polygamous
can't.
state.
It's bigamy. But because it's unregistered, they currently get away with it, but they shouldn't. If you call yourself a wife, then if you call a person your wife, you should be prosecuted, period. If you're marrying someone religiously, you should go to prison.
So he is only keeping her as a woman prostitute or
As
what?
an Islamic, well, in American society, she is recognized only as a live-in girlfriend. She's his side piece, would be
Side
the-
piece.
Yes, his side piece. Yes. So
Okay. Side piece. But check this out. We'll go forward from there. I need to finish this.
Sheikh Osman, I know him. And then I was on his table in Balboa Park.
MashaAllah, he's one of the du'at here. He went on a cross-country da'wah trip.
कि उसके टेबल पे बलबुआ पार्क में, कैलिफोर्निया के अंदर बलबुआ पार्क में, उसने कहा कि मैंने उसको नंबर दिया अपनी बीवी का, यार मुझे हेल्प करो, मेरी बीवी के साथ मेरे मसले चल रहे हैं.
So I gave him her number to fix our marriage, right?
And he fixed it. He literally fixed it. तो मैंने उसको नंबर दिया कि वो हमारी शादी के मसले मसाइल को रिजॉल्व कर दे.
And then after 2 days, my wife, she completely blocked me and I know nothing about her.
Yeah, 2 days. Marry her. 2 days. How can you fix the marriage in this way in 2 days? Like that was really fast. That was like you gotta admit that was really fast.
well, that's because she came to him wanting to be his side piece in the first place. That was always her intention. She knows that he's getting millions of dollars in donations from Muslims, and she knows that he can buy him whatever she wants, and she came there to be his blonde-haired, blue-eyed side piece because she is just about the picture to the average Arab man of like physical perfection, because she's a bigger girl with blonde hair and blue eyes. So that's like a 10 for, because of course being blonde and being blue-eyed and being light-skinned, very
And-
fair-skinned.
An Islamic
She-
engineer wants to
yeah.
say something. He's unmute as well. Yes, sir.
Go for it.
Engineer, you are unmuted. Hello. So he unmuted himself, but he cannot speak, I think. There is a problem with his microphone now. I don't know why. So while he fixes his microphone, marry her. Check this out. You said, by the way, I have a question before I go to this. So didn't she not know that Uthman Ibn Farooq is a wife beater, a wife abuser? Because this document states that this was a pretty old incident. Mary, you are on mute as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty old incident, but apparently she didn't particularly care. I mean, she is his side piece, so she's just asking for money and she doesn't care. You know, she's probably not cooking for him or anything. So as the second wife, she's probably not spending much time doing his laundry. So the kinds of conflicts that you normally have in an actual marriage probably don't occur too often. And when he gets tired of her, he'll just throw her out because he might not even be planning on having kids with her either. So
interesting. And engineer is back. Hello, Mr. Engineer, you're back.
Hey. Okay, so I'm really enjoying everything you guys are saying, but I just have wanted to put my 2 cents in there. I think I shared a screenshot of a actual file that what had happened. If you could share that so people can actually know what he did to his wife, which is awfully embarrassing for him and his viewers, that a lot of people say he's the perfect dawa guy.
All right,
The
let
way
me
he
just
beat his wife was
well, I
awful.
disagree with you that would make him less than perfect. I mean, think of Umar.
Yeah, right.
Can any Muslim today claim to be as good? Oh, I still have my camera muted. Or can any Muslim today claim to be as excellent a Muslim, an excellent a role model as Umar? The answer is no. And yet Umar beat his wife so viciously he woke up his house guest who came running to save her. So,
Right.
and Uthman's own son, I believe it was Uthman's son who would, it was either Uthman's son or one of Abu Bakr's, who would tie the hair together of his wives and beat them together so they couldn't run away because their hair was tied together. These are the companions of Muhammad. So I disagree that this is in any way anything other than the most excellent example of perfect Islamic behavior.
That's true.
That is true. So this is the legal document which was submitted in court, and these are public records, FYI. The wife is writing, describe how the person into abused you or your children. And she writes, he was mad. He grabbed a salad bowl and he started hitting my head with it till the bowl broke. Then he started, what is this?
Choking.
It's
not
supposed to be choking. She can't spell bowl. She spelled bowel, and she can't spell
Yeah.
choking either because,
Okay.
of course,
Choking.
again,
Oh,
she's
wow.
also a perfect example of the Islamic woman because Muhammad suggested that it was bad to teach women to read and write.
Perfect.
So,
That makes sense. Then he started choking me, assuming this is the spelling of choking nowadays, and hitting my head against the window corner. Then he threw me on the floor. Man, that is definitely hard beating. That is
That's some
definitely hard beating.
WWE thing, bro.
Yeah, that definitely is like that takes the crown. That takes the crown. Describe any use of threat, uses of gun or other weapon. He said if you do anything or say anything, you know you're losing your kids. Okay, losing your kids. Okay, my head was hurting and bruised for days. Okay, man, this spelling is this handwriting is pretty bad.
delusion.
It's hurting my
Yeah.
eyes already. But this is what he's writing. Man, that's pretty disturbing. That's a
Well, as
bruise.
long as he only hit her on the back of her head and slammed the back of her head against things and didn't actually break any bones, there's absolutely no Islamic instruction against this.
No, but
You're
like
not
hitting
allowed
the
to
head
hit your
against the
wife.
window would
Why not?
probably
Why
break the
not?
head.
Well, normally you'd spell corner correctly. I think that might be I think she may have spelled it correctly. All right. But no, there wouldn't be any reason not to, because the things about the examples of, oh, you can beat her with a flexible switch. which is what a miswak is. There's nothing about length in there. It's a switch like you use to drive camels with that you beat. You beat your wife and your camels with the same device. That only comes from the Sahaba. There is no hadith from Muhammad that specifies with what you can beat your wife, only that you should not do it excruciatingly, and you shouldn't hit her in the face, because you also shouldn't hit animals in the face. You also should not beat her like you do a slave girl and go to bed with her the same night, which indicates that if you beat her, whip her like you're a slave girl, but don't go to bed with her, that's fine. It's the bed and whipping that is objectionable. So there's, if as long as he, and even in Sharia law later on, the standards for any kind of excessive beating are not bruises, because what's the sunnah of Muhammad? It is what he says and remarks upon, and what he does not say and does not remark upon. So a woman came to him visibly covered in bruises, accusing her wife of beating her.
Green
And
bruises.
yep, green bruises, because they were older bruises. They were all green. She was beaten black and blue, and they were turning green from age. And he did not correct him for beating her. That means that in the Sunnah of Muhammad, beating your wife until she is covered in bruises is perfectly fine. So that cannot be the standard because of this. There is also another time when a woman was maritally raped repeatedly and beaten by her husband every time she prayed. She wanted to fast. He didn't want her to fast because he couldn't wait till nightfall to have sex, because his sex drive was just too great, and so he'd maritally rape her. And every time that she prayed, he didn't like how long she took reciting extra surahs, so he would beat her every time she prayed. Did Muhammad say, no, it is important that the slave girls of Allah pray to their God? No, he said, one's enough for you. He corrected only her. So the kinds of things you can beat her for are things like annoying you for praying too long and not seeing to the things you want her to see to. So these examples are from the Sunnah of Muhammad. So there's nothing here that is in the least objectionable by Sharia law. There is not.
Don't go into La La Land. Sharia is sufficient. So I need to add something. This is the
That's
next
true.
page. This is the next page, Mary. I am not moving the scrolling it up because the up has the names of the children, so I'm going to hide them. Describe how the person abused you or your children by slapping, threatening, and yelling. Yelling, I will not say anything. Fathers sometimes yell at the children as well. That's perfectly fine. Like yelling, sometimes it happens. You have to correct your children. But
But the
and
yelling is, but the yelling is like, I'm gonna kill you. You know, that
it's
kind
not
of
this.
yelling.
No, it's not described here, so I'm not going to say anything. Threatening is the one that you are describing.
Well, he did in the next one. Yep, here.
Then the threatening to kill with his CCL,
His concealed carry license handgun. So
which
he
is a
carries
gun that he keeps on him all the time.
Mhm. So he has a CCL, he has a concealed carry license, and he
So he
carries
did
this gun
threaten.
with him all the time, and he says, I'm going to kill you with it. Now, one of the children has marks on the face. Now, I am unaware of anything that says you can't slap your children. You can't beat animals on the face. So maybe
Oh, you
if
can slap your
children
children. You can even kill them, by the way, in
well, you can kill
Islamic Sharia.
them.
Yeah.
You can kill them, but slapping on the face is not allowed for animals. You can also kill animals. So if children are equated to animals, then you wouldn't be able to slap them, but I doubt that that's the case anywhere. So
So Uthman Ibn Farooq, the most perfect man, so-called, of Islam, is doing exactly what Muhammad allowed, taught, and did.
Yep.
That's kind of perfect. That's kind of makes sense. Anyone would like to add something? Because it's just going too perfect right now. Like somebody has to say something.
I mean, it is true that when Aisha was slapped by her father after Muhammad said not to beat women on the face, she was slapped on the neck instead. And she was a minor, but she was also a wife, so she does fall into that wife category.
So with this kind of a abusive temper and all, don't you think his handgun license should be taken away because he is now known to be a a threatener and killer and abuser?
Yeah, that's absolutely insane if he still has it.
He and
Yeah, I mean,
why do these people need protection? He has a gun, he is aggressive and loses his temper. There are other people after him. They call police on him as well. I don't know about this thing. Yes.
well, I think if the lady, whatever her name is, I think it's on the report here. If she reports her to exactly to do that thing to her attorney, and an attorney requests that to the judge that her concealed license should be taken because she feels threatened, then obviously they're going to take it off from him. That's when the judge orders it.
All right, perfect. Sounds good. So, yes, so basically, uh, this guy is not just a wife thiefer, he is a wife abuser, a child abuser, rather a children abuser in plural, and everything that you can think of is in him. Yet he was able to steal a wife of somebody else.
Well, yeah, he has money, and that's what she wanted. I mean, let's be realistic here. The only reason she wasn't happy with her first husband is they took her to Lebanon and didn't keep her in the nice condition that she wanted to be in. He wanted to be a farmer in Lebanon, and she wasn't having that.
Why
Now
would a
she has.
woman marry a farmer in Lebanon? That's just stupid.
Well, she didn't marry. She didn't know he was about to drag her off to Lebanon when she agreed to it. He sprang that on her. He's like, "Oh, let's go visit my family," and she's like, "Oh, okay, I will go visit your family." And then he's like, "Oh, by the way, we are not leaving here." And she's like, "No, we are leaving. I'm going now. We are leaving."
Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. So let's see what he is doing nowadays. Jay, show me.
One of the things was related to Abanan again, and this is the her name was Simone, right?
Her name is Simone. She's his second wife that isn't registered,
Mhm.
and that one that he hid in his mother's house. And her testimony is quite interesting. She also talks about yelling and abuse in the home, which we find very interesting.
So again,
Second wife is also telling the world that he's abuser. Man, that's going too far.
and that's according to their testimony about Nan saying that. And when he confronted him with this, he said that it was his mother. Uthman said it was his mother's house. So he did kind of implicitly admit that yes, she was staying at a property that he owns.
Okay, let's go.
I'm the second wife, so that sits well in my heart.
The first wife is Hashemiyah and Yusuf.
A little bit more than him just wanting two women, you know? Like in Islam, we can't talk about our sexual relations with our partners. But I will say there's nothing really going on there between them. I can't go into detail because that would be haram. Like I'm not allowed to talk about those things, but I can say the reason why I was put into the relationship is because there was no emotional support. There was no mental support. There was all this bickering and yelling and screaming and not understanding. He's very strict. We identify as Salafi. Like we are Muslims, but if people ask what we follow the Salaf. So we're extremely strict. Like with that, you don't yell at your husband.
Okay, so we're gonna.
So he's yelling, threatening, and doing all of these things to his second wife.
Well, no.
Simone.
She's saying that in the first marriage, the reason why that I'm comfortable with this marriage is that he doesn't love his first wife. He always tells me he only loves me, and she's so awful. She's such an evil monster. Now, keep in mind that this is a woman that Uthman has taken on trips to teach Muslim women and be the example of Islam. And he's out here telling his second wife, "Oh, she's just this evil harpy. She just wants me to do all this stuff. And she talks back to me and she bickers and she makes me yell at her," kind of thing. There's all this bickering. She forces it on me and I don't love her. And don't worry, when I go to her house and spend the night, I'm definitely not having sex with her. I'm only having sex with you. Just lies. So obvious lies, and she's dumb enough to choose to believe it because she wants to be kept in the style to which she would like to be accustomed. But I have here a very funny article here about the wonderfulness of meeting Uthman's public wife from another. This is written in 2024 by a Muslim woman in the UK, and she said. Let's see. It's pretty hilarious. All right. Our brother, Sheikh Uthman, did not marry a Dumbo. This is a sister of profound Islamic knowledge and wisdom. It is evident that she comes from a household dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and learning, but apparently not knowing the difference between bowel and bowl. This made me ponder how sisters are in desperate need of good role models. Our ummah is not in need of drama, slandering, gender wars, and dawa beef. So she is a role model that shuns away from gender wars, drama, slandering, and dawa beef. We have much greater wars to fight and win. We come from a lineage of warriors. It's high time you started behaving like warriors. No, Uthman does. He beats his wife and he has sex with multiple women. How is that not behaving like the caravan robber your stupid prophet always was? Women are suffering due to the challenges of modernity, feminism, individualism, the red pill movement, capitalism, hedonism, and a culture of vanity metrics. So clearly, Uthman's wife is not suffering. She's only getting beaten with a bowl until it breaks, and her head slammed against the corner of a window, the windowsill, like the wooden corner. And so, like that's nothing. She only gets beaten around. It's so good that she's not suffering from the terrible challenges of modernity, feminism, and individualism. We are so lucky that she is such an example of perfect Islam. That Uthman tells his side piece that she's this evil harpy who bickers all the time. He never has sex with her because he doesn't love her. So this is an invitation to you. And think about this. This is what he is saying about his wife. He is saying this about his wife to other women that he is having sex with. He's running around telling women that he doesn't love his wife and she's evil so that he can have sex with them and convince them that they're the only ones he loves. But this is a solution for all our modern problems, right?
Mary, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can breathe in between sentences. You're allowed to breathe in between sentences. That is perfectly fine if you breathe in between sentences.
I'm rather annoyed at this man.
You're on the ball. You're on the ball, Mary. Keep going.
Well, it's all this. Oh, you're my love. Oh, this wife that I haul around to speak to people, right? And to give presentations to other women and be the example of Islam. Well, in reality, she's an evil harpy who's always demanding things from me, and she's a terrible wife, and I don't love her.
All right, let's see something else before you continue. This is Uthman when Sneeko accepted Islam.
There's a front yard, and she says he has multiple guns. So we're going into this house, and
there's one gun right
there's
there.
One gun
this is Uthman's house.
The wall. There's one that Sneeko's holding. There's a sword on the wall.
Oh, so there's another gun on the other wall as well.
Apparently, this is the house. Okay, this is Uthman's house. His wife said about it. There's a front yard, and she says he has multiple guns. So we're going into this house. And
this is one gun on the right over here as well.
There's one gun right
there.
There's
one gun on the wall. There's one that Sneeko's holding. There's a sword on the wall.
So guys, this is his house. He just has guns laying all over the place, right? Yeah. And he's using these weapons to that's his son. That's either Yusuf or Musa.
Yeah, I'm not
sure we don't know which one.
Oh my goodness, this guy is like huge. Okay. He's like this guy is like a pure jihadi.
I had to rush out of the room into.
Yep, one of his guns here.
Okay, so it does sort of follow.
So we're just kind of giving you guys a visual image. This lines up, right? So his wife isn't just making up the fact that this guy has guns lying all over the house.
You see the bed is there, and the couch is there, and then it opens onto the front yard.
Yep. Again, that's his son right there, one of his adult sons. And then this is his library. So there's Uthman. Now go fast forward a little bit, and they're taking Sneeko to like a valley, like an open area where they can just shoot their guns. These are Uthman's guns.
Wow,
okay?
That's a lot of guns.
There's lots of guns. Lots of guns. And let's see, Uthman, there's a part where he starts shooting.
Yeah, right there. There.
Check this out, guys. Hold on. Oh no, we're about to get an ad. So hold on a second, guys. We're about to get an ad. So we're just gonna skip over this real quick. And Dr. Press will just
So far we've got choking his wife, which in what seems like forced intimacy. And one incident where Musa, his son, has been a witness to his wife being, to his mom, Uthman's wife, being abused.
Yes. So let's just see how Uthman is with guns. Let's see, look at his aggression levels and things like that. So let's just make it a little bigger for you guys.
There's still another mag tube. Just flick it to the side.
Ready to go. We look? Yep. Now you're loaded.
You can't read Pride Month anymore. Ready, shake.
Oh! All right, guys. So there you go. We just wanted to confirm. Yes, he has many weapons.
And I want to point out, by the way, if
What a name, man!
Yeah,
like that was so far. Like even a sniper couldn't do it. Oh my gosh!
I want to point out that the house that he has his mother in and his side piece in is much nicer than that one. I'm not 100% certain that that is the house that his family lives in. It might be a house that he pays for a son to live in or something. Those are his guns. That is his library.
But at the end of the day, Mary Herb, this is the library where he sits and talks.
Yeah,
Number one.
yeah,
Number
that's
two,
the library where he sits
number
and
two,
works.
if you look at the whole house, it is still like the old Afghani house. If you look at it, I know these
Yeah.
houses from Pakistan. Even in US, he's living like the Pakistani Pakhtun style of living. It shows his mental capability is still so old.
Well, he has noticed that there's like a bed in that room. So that means that there's not enough room in the bedrooms for everyone to sleep. So there's one of two options. Either he is keeping his own family in terrible condition, because the other house that has only his mistress, his side piece, and his mother in it has 3 or 4 bedrooms. And it's a duplex, but still, and it looks quite nice on the outside. This place does not look particularly nice on the outside.
Yeah.
And you can tell how small it is because the access to the attic is like in the main room and someone's sleeping there. So there's not enough places. So that means either he is neglecting his family by diverting his funds to other places, or like he's put his library in there as an excuse to pay for a house for a son or something like that, which he also could possibly do.
Yeah, right, absolutely right. And the reason we have an evidence for that is because of his public report that he has. The wife has actually said that he comes to the house very few times, but each time he comes in, he threatens us. He threatens the daughters. He tries to, kill me. He has guns, but he's very, very less attentive at family. That's what it's very obvious that he's not serious with his family, and the only thing he does is, get all these donations and, gets the economy of the United States more, and it adds more money into it, and all the donations from Muslims that is coming in, it's going into his America's account. So that's even better.
Yeah, I think. Well, so if he's not coming by his house very frequently, that might indicate that he used that little. It's probably an area that was originally for like laundry and stuff like that. It was like a little laundry room just off the back porch,
right.
And he turned that into his office to claim the entire house as a falsely claim it as a tax deduction, and then puts a son in there and keeps a lot of his guns there and stuff, and spends all the time in the house maybe with the side piece. I'm not sure, but if he isn't home very often, that would be.
I think we have focused a lot on the house. Let's focus on the real thing. Yeah, let's focus on the real thing. He, wife abuser, carrying guns, threatening to kill. How can this kind of a person have a gun in America? Only if the person is a Muslim. Only then he can have this kind of a privilege that after having so many threats that he has given, yet he can have guns. That can happen in America only if you're a Muslim. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, there's even a video of him harassing a mentally disturbed homeless guy and then claiming himself as a victim. Like, people who instigate things like that have no business having weapons. He's clearly like Uthman is clearly unstable. That he's like chasing after this guy who clearly has mental problems in order to pick a fight with him.
Yeah, when I debated him in Balboa Park, there is a video as well on Anthony's channel. He's such a short guy, he's such a short guy, and I was like, I was trying to get close to him, and he was getting back. This guy is such a big coward that I was really ready to, go ahead and do something if he wants to. I just wanted him to start, but this guy was so coward that if he sees somebody who is bigger size than him, he would just back off. So He's a perfect example of Muhammad.
No, he's only going to chase a meth tweaker who's like completely out of his mind on drugs.
Absolutely.
All right. Perfect. Let's go. Let me find your video. I think I have your video on my channel as well. But let's do this one. So you went there and had a discussion with him about the foot of Allah burning in hell. There you go.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Never claimed that.
Okay.
Can anyone read and tell what he wrote after copying from two different Qurans?
Allah, right?
Awesome.
Man, his Arabic is as bad as his English.
Does Allah have
His
a
wife's English.
Liar.
You are Allah. You don't know who Allah is.
Who's Asim?
You don't know who Allah is.
Who's Asim?
You don't know
I
who Allah
told
is?
you Allah is.
No, you don't know who Allah is.
No.
Right?
No.
That's it. That's it. Run away. Run away. Run away. Run away.
I will answer.
The,
Let me answer.
is Injil the word of God?
Injil is the words of Allah.
Let's go there. You have so many things. I want to go to the foot of Allah. Where is that foot of Allah?
That's probably all the way in their end, I guess, if you can keep going.
There has to be a foot of Allah.
Dude, I asked him for the first Kamala.
Okay.
Kalma, he doesn't even know Kalmas, man. Come
Okay.
on.
Okay,
I
but
know.
we'll get to it. Okay.
Okay, if you're a scholar, just read me.
Yeah, it's over there. So keep there. Where was it?
The shin of Allah. I have the shin of Allah part.
لما بين يديه.
نعم بين يديه.
Yes.
ليس بال-
نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه وأنزل التوراة
Between-
That means Injil is the word
their
of
hands.
God.
Does this say Injil?
That's Injil is
this
the word.
That was a sixer, man. That was a sixer. But at the end of the day, this guy is like, is this Injil? Is this Injil? That is just so stupid to say, is this Injil? So, Bible means collection of books, and Bible has Injil in it, and then it has Torah in it. He is so stupid. And you know how he's inciting you to do something? You were standing on your ground perfectly,
Yeah.
but he was trying to incite you so much. It's unbelievable how many times he did that.
He's trying to get you to back up, and you just don't.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he was standing on his ground like anything.
And he
He's
was
like-
almost on his tiptoes. Look at him. He's like, I will reach up and get in his face, but I have to tiptoe to do it.
He's such a short guy, man. I was so.
Okay, Allah said in the Quran, you don't know. Let me give you some knowledge.
He won't answer that.
Let
one
me
thing.
give you some knowledge. You
Just
don't
tell me
know what
who's
Allah
Asim.
said. Allah said,
Your
Allah
lie is on
said,
tape.
Allah
Who's
said,
Asim?
la,
Who's Asim?
hold on. Allah
First, tell
said,
me who's Asim.
Allah said, la mubaddila li
Asim?
kalimatihi.
Hi, la mubaddila kalimatillah. Nobody can change the words of Allah.
But
Man,
thankfully, we have Uthman to correct poor stupid Allah, who accidentally said that no one can change his words. And we have Uthman to say, no, poor stupid Allah, you are wrong. Your words can be changed and were definitely changed by the Christians. You say that they have it
Absolutely.
between their hands, but I'm going to help you here and correct you because you were just having a stupid moment, and I will fix your words so that we all know what you should have said.
Absolutely. And you did, like, quite frankly, you did beautifully.
Speak. You don't let me
English,
speak.
not another is
This is Urdu.
Come
This
on,
is
come
Urdu
on, bro.
language, okay?
Okay.
And it's dry.
Have you seen him try to teach the Shahada or listen to him say it? He
Does
says,
he have
I
body
don't know what
parts?
Aqidah
Does
is.
he have body
Okay.
parts?
I will answer your question again now. Okay?
No.
You're listening?
Does he
You're
have
listening?
body parts? Yes
I'm
or
telling
no?
you the answer to that question is,
Does he
Allah
have
has
body parts?
sifat that are unique to
يَوْمَ
him.
يَكْشَفُونَ
That's the
السَّاكِينَ, Quran chapter 68, verse 42.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Say it again.
Go listen in your video again.
You're yelling. Calm down.
Because there's a bike going on, and I want to make
calm
sure.
down. Wait till they leave. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not gonna calm down because you're not letting me calm
Because he
down.
won't let me answer.
Yeah, you don't know what Allah is. I'm
Allah
gonna explain
has
you who your
sifat.
God is. Okay, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
explain
explain
to
to
you.
Have you seen this? Every time I all debate with these Muslims, and you just exposed the Uthman Ibn Farooq doing the same thing. They try to divert the topic, and once you are in a flow on demolishing them upside down, they're like, calm down, calm down. I have heard this word calm down so many times in debates and discussions. It's unbelievable. What do you mean by calm down? You're having a debate. What do you mean by calm down? Shut the F up and give the argument if you have any. Calm down. What do you mean by calm down? They try
switch topics. Switch topics.
Yes, and they try to change the flow. They try to make you change the flow. That's the reality of it.
I'm going to let you know who your
and
God
then you're going to tell me who Asim is after that.
I will tell you everything.
You won't.
Yeah, I want to tell you who God is, okay? Who your God is. You said your God has a
tell me who Asim is. Go ahead.
Okay, does your God have a body part?
You're telling me, right? So
I'm going to ask you a question again and again.
You said
all over
you were
again.
going to explain.
But you're just going like jumping around here and there, okay?
Gotcha.
Don't beat about the bush.
No bush.
Does your God have a body part?
I'm going to explain it to you again. Okay?
Oh my God! I don't need explanation.
No, you want to
tell me yes or no.
It's not a yes or no question. Allah.
How can it be not a yes or no question? Okay, how is it not a yes or no question? Does your God have body part? I'm going to explain it. How is it not a yes or no? Like it is a yes or no thing. Does Allah have a body part? Yes. Does Allah have a body part? No. It is a yes or no thing. There has nothing to do with anything else. Mariher, what do you say? Like, why is it not a yes or no question?
The actual reason why it's not a yes or no question is that Salafi reject absolutely.
Exactly. So if he's a Salafi, he should say no. Many. Try to understand. Salafi rejects. Perfect. If he's a Salafi, he has to say no. Full stop. And he has to abide by the Salafi rules.
He cannot reject that Allah has a body. He also cannot say that he does. He has to say neither.
Why? Is he not a Salafi then?
No. Salafis officially cannot say that Allah has a body.
No.
They also cannot say that he does not have a body. And they say both are errors. And you should not say that Allah has a body or that he does not have a body. He has a foot. You cannot call it a body part because Allah has never called it a body part.
So foot has to be joined with a shin, and the shin of Allah is burning in hell.
Allah never said that his foot was on his shin.
So Allah's foot is on his face?
Well, he never said, so it might be. You can neither confirm nor
the
deny.
Definition of a foot, or rather definition of a sin, because our brother over here will going to talk about the shark of Allah, which is the shin. The shin is a shin only if it is beneath the knee and above the ankle. Otherwise, it's not a shin.
However, Adam, you are making the mistake of believing that the Salafi make any sense at all, because among other things, they cannot ascribe to the foot that it has any correspondence to anything in creation. So when you say foot, you translate it even. You translate from Arabic into English as foot. You say the word foot and you must affirm foot. You cannot affirm blue, but you also cannot say that the foot it's not metaphorical. You must reject that it's metaphorical. You must affirm that its plain meaning is what you mean. But on the other hand, you also have to affirm that it is utterly and completely unlike anything in creation in any sort of way. So what does foot mean? You can't say.
Man, you are so illogical right now.
It's not my fault. It's Salafism. It's the authority. That's the way they are. And what's even crazier is, okay, they make these things up to get out of the fact that Allah clearly has hands. He has a face. He has at least 3 eyes. But we have to deal with this somehow.
And 3 hands and 6 fingers.
Yep. So we have to
and 1 shin and 1 foot, because one of his foot is in hell and the shin is in heaven.
Right. And we have to make these affirmations, but they don't want to say that he's this big giant in the sky, even though he very obviously is. So they try to get out of it this way. But the verse that they use to say that you can't say that Allah is like anything in creation would also apply to things like his mercy, would also apply to things like his knowledge.
That I have heard this argument so many times, but it is just so stupid. It's not an attribute.
But here's the question. Do Salafis talk about Allah knowing things in a way that you would talk about anyone else knowing things? They absolutely do all the time. They say that Allah knows this, Allah knows that. they're ascribing meaning to his knowing that is similar to the meaning of knowing in creation. They cannot keep their own system. So they can say these words, but they can't act like it for even 5 seconds because it's ridiculous.
Exactly. You just sound so like Muslim right now, and you are wearing a burqa as well.
Yes, yes.
So before we continue this,
So
and we
stupid.
expose this wife thief, we have a very interesting and a very important question. And this question is, if someone is living in Hawaiian Islands, think about it, look at the location of the Hawaiian Island. If somebody is living in Hawaiian Island, which is east-west, which is west of California, will he offer prayer in the direction of the east or the west?
He will open up his app and do whatever it says to do because we're not supposed to think it Islam, right?
You do realize that if he turns towards the west, the Makkah will be closer from the western side because he's already midway in the Pacific Ocean. Yet he will not pray towards the west. He will pray towards the east. You know how stupid it is?
Oh, yeah.
That's just so silly and so stupid because for Islam, the earth is still flat.
So, do you know why Allah shows his leg, that he shows his lower leg to people? Do you know
Because the
where
people
that's...
will not recognize Allah and they say, "Ah, we don't know. You're not Allah. Get lost, get lost, get lost." Then Allah will uncover his leg.
But do you know where that's stolen from?
I have no idea.
Oh, let me show you. It's stolen from
Show me,
something.
show me, 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 show me. Increase my knowledge. Increase my knowledge. Show me, show me, show me. In the meantime, while Mary
Oh,
says
no.
that, shows that, let me give you another super chat. Shout out for Mr. 59 second. Love you, Adam Bhai. Thank you so very much, sir. Appreciate for your super chat. Mary
Nice.
Herb is now going to show us where was this taken from.
All right. Here it is.
Don't tell me it is Zoroastrianism.
Nope, it's Christianity.
Oh,
The
no.
armies of heaven, dressed in fine linen, white and pure, follow him on white horses, and from his mouth proceeds a sharp sword in which to strike down the nations, and he will rule them with an iron scepter. He treads the winepress of the fury of the wrath of God the Almighty, and he has a name written on his robe and on his thigh, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So some kind of muddled version of this.
Like, okay, wait. This is Revelation, and this is Revelation 19, if I'm not mistaken. Then this is going all the way to the 7 horsemen.
No, this is about. Let's go back up one. Who is this? Oh, he's dressed in a robe dipped in blood, and his name is the Word of God.
Ah, the Word of God. Okay.
This
So,
is
but like here, that thigh is not a naked thigh. How can Allah unfold his shin and make it go naked?
Muhammad didn't understand. He got a lot of the stuff that's from Christian sources that he got was through like hymns, and the hymns don't always give all the details. So he doesn't understand the details. He doesn't understand the context, but he understands that there'll be like a leg and the leg's going to be special. And he draws from this that everyone will recognize him from it. Like he adds all this stuff in his own mind, and it's probably from a hymn somewhere that he heard someone who was enslaved as a child. They remember parts of hymns and they're singing it, right? And so everything's copied, but it's like copied badly. And so it is an event where there is a name written on his robe and on his thigh, on his leg. And this is a vision. This is not like...
Yeah, this is not like, but like at the same time, but Allah's forget thigh. Allah's shin does not say King of Kings.
Well, we don't know what it says. We just know that
because the Quran never says that
because of it, right? But this is why you recognize him, because of this. And without knowing this, you have no idea why it would be recognizable. This is the only place where you find anything where a leg would indicate who God is. And
man, that is just so crazy. This is
right?
So crazy. It is like even you driving this as a connection. This is so crazy. I would not have thought that you would drive this as a connection. So let's go back.
I think it really is.
Yeah. It does give some meaning. But let's check this out. And let's see what he says more. And my internet is not working with me.
Allah has sifat
Allah has
that
sifat.
He has told us about.
I'm
We
asking
do not
you,
make
wait.
them like that of the humans. Do you understand?
I'm asking you the way to Afghanistan, and you're telling me the way to California.
I gave you a straight answer. You're not listening.
I asked you the
Allah
way to
has.
Afghanistan,
Allah
and you're
has.
telling me the way to California.
You don't know. You don't know Afghanistan or California. That's why.
That's why.
Allah
Because
has
you don't know
sifat.
anything.
He has a yad.
You don't know.
He has a wajh. He has saqain. He has aynain that He has told us about in the Quran.
Does he have a
And
body
upon
part?
The lisan.
Does he have
of
a body
the
part?
Prophet,
Yes or no?
ﷺ.
So he
And
does
we
not have a
believe
body
in them,
part?
that they are Allah's sifat.
So he does not
according
have a
to
body
what
part.
He has told.
Does he have a body
Now,
part?
that's my answer. Now,
Does
who's
he?
Asim?
Does Allah have body parts? Yes
Till
or no?
today, nobody has told us who Asim is. He's
Okay.
a liar. And if
And
you're not a liar,
and
tell
he's
us who
ignorant
Asim is.
about his God
Okay,
because he
tell
doesn't
me-
know if
tell
his
me
God has
about
a
my
body.
God. Tell
So
me about
your
my
God doesn't have a body
And
part,
then tell
right?
me who Asim is.
So
Okay,
your
go
God
ahead.
doesn't know
Tell
what the
me.
body.
You tell me about my God. Go ahead.
So you don't know your God, right?
I know my God, and I've
No,
told you about
no,
it. But
you
you
don't
go
know.
ahead. You go ahead.
So tell me if he has a body
You
part.
go ahead.
Yes or
You're
no?
just hiding from answering
So
who
he
Asim
doesn't
is.
have a body part
You're just hiding.
because you have no
Just
idea
tell
who
me
your
one
God
thing.
is. You
I
have no idea
answered.
who your God
Tell
is.
me who's Asim.
I have sifat too.
You're
That
a
means
liar.
I am Allah.
No, your sifat are yours. Allah's sifat are His.
So if you're saying that
Answer,
the
right
only
there.
sifat he
Your
has is
sifat-
means he's ahad,
No,
People
I did
who-
not say that. I said Allah has sifat like wajh.
my
Like
question
wajh,
is
wajh
so
is-
simple,
mean?
man.
So
My
wajh means face. So basically what is happening is he is giving you that Allah has a wajh. The yad means hands, wajh means face. So he kind of said that, and yet he's like, Muhammad said these are sifat. Where did Muhammad say these are sifat? He didn't say that.
Nowhere.
question is very
And in the heat of the discussion, engineer, you forgot to ask him for the reference, by the way.
simple.
Go ahead.
What is the if Allah has body parts or no? Just tell me that.
Forward.
Equated to human body parts.
Okay.
Understand?
So he does
What
not
is-
have a human body part?
He has no human body parts. That is correct.
Okay. So does he have a leg?
He has a shock that is in accordance to what
Shock. Shock means
Lower leg.
lower leg or pindli or what do you call it? Shin.
is befitting him, not a human body part.
So he has a leg.
He has no human leg. He has
But he has a
shock-
leg.
Again, he has
No, he doesn't have a human leg, but he has a cockroach leg, by the way. FYI.
They'll say he has a hand, like the hand of a clock. And I'm like, oh, so you're allowed to call it metaphorical because that would be metaphorical. You're allowed to compare it. You're allowed to compare it to a clock hand now. Is that what you're allowed to do? But you notice he will not deny that Allah has a body. He won't deny it because he can't, because he's Salafi and they make no sense. He cannot deny that he has a body. He can only deny that he has a body like humans do.
Yeah,
He
but
also
even
won't
if
affirm
they
that he has a
say,
body.
even if they say the hand is like the clock hand,
That's
it's still
forbidden.
Allah still has fingers, so that makes it an absurd idea.
Well, you don't know the fingers are of the hand. He never says. You can't presume.
So this is getting crazier and crazier. I like this. I like this. I like this. Come on, internet, work with me.
Does not like you.
Doesn't like me at all. So some days my internet is so bad I don't even know why it is. So I'm sorry for that.
As Hazrat
Keep going.
Jibreel is trying to do it.
Maybe. All right, I can't do much about it. Let's see. So anyhow, I put the link in
So,
for the Muslims to join if they want to, because at the end of the day, Allah has a body part, and Uthman ran away, and then he married a woman who
you-
is already married in
yeah, see,
California, where multiple marriages are not even allowed.
yeah, see if you could play that video, because the next thing he's gonna say is
There you
Allah
go.
does have a leg.
befitting his
Like-
honor and
So
majesty
he has a leg, right?
in a way that befits his honor and majesty.
Which verse is that which says that Allah has a leg? Do you know?
Look, I will give you all of the ayat of all of the sifat.
Tell me right
no
now.
problem. I don't know right now.
You don't know? I will tell you. Quran
ahead,
chapter
tell me.
68, verse 42.
Go ahead.
Okay, it says Yawma shakshafun an saqin. That
What does
Allah
saq
has
mean?
it means the leg.
It does not mean leg. First
It
thing
means
you're
leg,
wrong.
yes.
That is not the Arabic
You're
word.
the only one
Who
who's
knows
saying
shock?
that.
Who knows shock? It
Shock-
means
Shark means?
It means a shin. Yes.
Shin, not leg.
My
Go ahead.
friend,
And also
shin is
lower
this part of the
leg.
leg.
No,
What are you
leg is
talking
more
about?
than just a shin.
Oh, leg is more than just a shin. Allah only has a shin, not a full leg. Guys,
So
understand that. Allah only has a shin, not a full leg, because leg is more than just a shin.
we don't have a word in English that corresponds to that. It's the calf and the shin together. It's like everything between knee and ankle, which again, lower leg. But people,
Yeah.
that's like two words. That's not one word. So when he says leg, he's fine because it's not just a shin. It's the calf and the shin, the lower leg.
Yeah, I'm gonna clarify. He's gonna agree with me that the leg is attached to the ankle and the foot.
Oh, he's
Yeah, check
not
this out. Check
supposed
this
to
out.
say that.
Oh, check this out. Check this out. It's fun. That's why I was waiting for this.
My, come on, Uthman. You gotta teach me. I'm gonna teach you English now, right?
No,
huh?
I'm gonna teach you English because shin and leg are not the
Okay,
same
so
thing.
it
Go
took you
ahead.
30 minutes to tell me that your
I
God has a
told you
shin,
that
right?
No, I told you from the beginning Allah has sifat. I mentioned the yad, the waj, the
And
shaq,
you also
and
know
we believe
when,
in them.
and you also know when Allah is gonna put his leg into the fire, hellfire, and the fire is gonna say katti katti, right?
Shaq is not mentioned in that.
Okay, but the leg
Only
is
foot is
The
mentioned
foot
in
is
that.
mentioned.
So foot is attached to the shaq.
In a
Now
way,
my question is very simple.
Go ahead.
When the foot is attached to the shaq of Allah, which is the shin of Allah, is the shin attached to Allah's butt or Allah's tummy, or where is it? My question.
Na'udhu billah.
Na'udhu billah,
I will
but I need
explain.
an answer.
Okay, I will
Don't
answer.
say na'udhu billah.
I will
Answer me.
answer
Yeah,
now,
go ahead.
and then you can tell me who Asim is.
I will tell you, but I need to know if you know your God or not. It took you 30 minutes to tell you.
It's been an hour and you won't tell me who Asim is.
Yeah, it's been an hour for you to tell me if Allah has a body part. Go ahead.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sifat that befit his honor. We do not make it like a chart where the leg bone attacks to this bone and that bone. Whatever Allah said about himself, we believe in it in a way that befits his majesty. We do not say this means that it's going to connect to this like the human body.
So the foot is not connected to the shin then.
He has sifat.
Why would he need a leg
He
or a
doesn't
foot?
need
Does he
anything,
need to
subhanahu
walk?
wa
Does he need to
ta'ala.
play football?
He does not need anything, subhanahu wa ta'ala.
But why does you just said he has a shop?
Because he said he did.
So why does
we
he
believe
need
in
that?
it. He does not need anything. That is who he is.
Well,
Allah
I
said so.
have
No.
a leg.
No.
I have a shock
No.
because I use it.
No.
I have a foot. I walk with
No.
it.
Who's
I
Asim?
can
Okay.
kick footballs
Okay.
with it,
Who's
right?
Asim?
Why does Allah
Who's
have
Asim?
a leg? You
Who's
just
Asim?
this is the biggest
see
thing
that?
you said
Didn't I
that
answer
Allah
now?
has a shock.
Didn't I answer him?
Why
Who's
does
Asim?
Allah have a shock?
Tell
That's
your
the
buddy,
main
who's
question.
Asim?
Why does
Who's
Allah have a
Asim?
why?
Why does he has a problem that who's Asim? Like, what's the Asim part? I missed that probably. What's the Asim part? Which Asim?
Because he
The
wanted to
Hafs and
change the
Asim?
topic.
The Hafs
Yeah,
and
yeah, the
Asim?
house. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Hafs and
That's his
Asim, that
strategy. I didn't
Asim.
want it to fall into
Yeah.
strategy.
So
because-
Hafs and Asim has nothing to do with it. Why? Because you don't have a single writing of Asim. Rather, you don't even have a single writing of the Quran of Hafs as well. So I don't care who Asim is because you guys don't even know who Asim is. You claim that Asim is this guy who is a tabi'i, but it doesn't even matter because you have no evidence of who Asim is because you have no writing about Asim. So why would a ex-Muslim or a Christian would show you who Asim is? You have to prove who Asim is. Number one. Number two, you as a Muslim, Uthman Ibn Farooq, has to show the Musaf of Asim to prove that this is the Musaf that Asim wrote. So we can check and verify that current Musaf is equal to the Musaf Asim because Hafs took it supposedly from Asim.
Oh, it gets
This
better.
is your stupidity, not mine. Yes.
Right. It gets better. So we have testimony that all the reciters of Kufa said certain verses in ways that are not in Asim and not in Hafs. So this means that we have records saying that this is the way this verse is said by Asim, by Hafs, by the other reader from Hafs or from Asim, that's the second most common one. I'm just forgetting his name for a moment. They
Warsh.
don't. Yes, Warsh. That's right. Warsh and Hafs do not match the readings that everybody said all the Kufans read this verse in this way, and they are Kufan. That means that what we have in our hands does not match the testimony of people who lived close to that time. And even better, they don't match each other. They don't match each other. How can you say they both recited faithfully from Asim that they don't match each other? Somebody got it wrong. Asim wasn't reciting in multiple ways. So one or the other got it wrong. So this is very silly. The Quran itself, if you look at the Hafs list of the reciters that you're supposed to have taken things from, it has in there people like the two reciters who rejected Uthman's Quran. So why are they put into a chain of something that they explicitly rejected? It's all imaginary. It's pretend. It's made up. It's fabricated. And it's
Exactly.
fabricated, obviously, from their own sources. Why do I care who Asim is if the Hafs we have today does not match what classical scholars said that Asim recited? It's not the same book. I can say that this book is written by Shakespeare. Just trust me, bro. That doesn't make it written by Shakespeare.
Absolutely. And Nicodemus said they need help from children's song. The foot bone is connected to the ankle bone, and the ankle bone is connected to the shin bone. This is so crazy, man. This was like literally a crazy debate and discussion. We have Supreet saying good morning, sir. Thank you. Good morning to you. And Baba Abhiyanand said story of not being recognized doesn't match.
I know what he's talking
Exactly.
about. So
Yeah,
he's
but
saying
like,
that you
yeah,
don't have something in the Bible about Jesus not being recognized as God, and that's true.
exactly. But like
But
that's what Muhammad does. He
yeah,
always takes things left, right, and center and all that.
but he made up this. Remember that Muhammad said that the Dajjal looks exactly like Allah, except that the Dajjal is one-eyed. Now, what are the Salafi going to do about that? They're saying that he doesn't have a body in the way humans do, yet the Dajjal, who's a human being walking around, looks exactly like your Lord, except that he's one-eyed. So now the people are like, oh, we won't get tricked by him because we know that, but whenever we see Allah, we'll get tricked. So how are we going to recognize him? And he draws from the memory of this thing that, oh, there'll be something on his leg that you will recognize. And
So I
that's what
brought
he's
your
doing.
PowerPoint presentation up, and as soon as I
Oh,
brought it up, I saw something in green, and I was like, what is Mary doing? And then I looked at it in a
it's
bigger
just a snake.
screen,
It's a snake.
and I was like, oh God, thank God. Thank God that's not
No,
what it was. Okay. All right. So
it's not
this is
that.
your presentation. What are you trying to show us?
Oh, well, I'm showing who he's quoting. He's quoting a very common thing that Salafis say, that whenever they're talking, this is an Imam Hamad, and he died in 179 after Hijrah. So less than 200 years after Muhammad went to Medina, he dies. And he says, he defines kind of what the Salafi are saying is that when you talk about Allah's descent, you can only say that he descends a descending worthy to his rububiyah, which is like his lordship. So he descends as descending worthy to his lordship without how. So you say it without saying how he descends. So he's descending, but you can't say how because it's only worthy as the lordship. Without that, his descending is similar to the descending of the creation. So he truly descends, but you cannot say that he descends in any way that it's meaningful with creation without assigning resemblance to anything in creation or negating the fact that he actually descends. Exonerated is he above what the people say, and these two groups, one of them is the group that say that he has a body, and the other is the group that says that he does not have a body. So he's exonerated as he above what the folks who deny that he has a body say, and what the folks who say he has a body say. He's high and great. So you have to simultaneously affirm that it is wrong to say that he has a body, and it is wrong to say that he does not have a body. They're both heretics. So, and my question here is, can you even translate hand as hand if you can assign no meaning to it? If it doesn't have a meaning, if it's just a noise you're making, why are you translating it? But you have to. That makes no sense. It's absolutely ridiculous. Salafism is the dumbest of all the Islamic sects. And that's saying something because they're all pretty dumb. But this one is by far the dumbest. This is like the short bus version of Islam. It's so popular.
Wow, when you speak, I have to listen. And by the way, dumbest of the dumb, that's a new terminology, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I
it's
understand that you are saying a lot of stuff today, which are making my English vocabulary go good. So tomorrow I will have a much more better vocabulary than today. But like this is Uthman Ibn Farooq, guys. The one who steals, the one who is a wife beater, the one who has been in jail for beating his wife, the one who steals the wife of other people who are still the ladies which are still the wives of somebody else, and now he's going for a third one. That's what I heard.
I
This
heard
is
that, but I haven't listened to it carefully. Like I picked that up in some other people discussing it, but I have not. I've just been really busy over Christmas and stuff, and all the stuff has dropped. That there may have been a possibility that someone else talked about his violence, but I am not sure. I may have misunderstood that.
Hey, Isa Kabir, how are you, brother? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. And so we have the shin part of Allah, we have the body parts of Allah, and the link is in the live chat and in Facebook. And nobody has dared to come in. Seems like they are kind of pretty scared of talking about this particular subject. Just like, you know, that guy from Pakistan who is a stage debater who accepted my challenge and then ran away like a dog without the horns. Dogs doesn't have horns on their head. So his name is Hakeem Imran Saqib, and that idiot came to my Urdu channel, and I was a moderator, and he was debating Pastor Matthew Solomon. And after the debate, I asked him if he can, because I gave him a challenge for 3 years ago. And at that time, my channel was pretty small, obviously, and now it's a big one in Pakistan and India. And he ran away like a dog. He first accepted on my channel. He's like, okay, he decided who my moderator will be. He decided who will be my moderator and everything. And then he's like, okay, I'm not going to talk about Allah is a Satan, but rather I'm going to bring Bible as well. I was like, perfect, bring Bible as well. So he decided everything. And after everything went accepted and everything accepted, he then ran away and he said, oh, I'm not going to debate with a murtad and a blasphemer. How am I a blasphemer when I don't even live in Pakistan? I live in Mars. Mars does not have a Sharia rule where blasphemy applies to anybody. So why is he running away like a dog without any horns on their head? Mary, what do you think? Why would a Muslim scholar, a stage debater, will run away like that?
It's remarkable how little Muslims care to talk about Islam. They always want to run to the Bible, run to the Bible, run to the Bible, because you can't, like, they exist in saying, oh, you can't trust the Bible, but you can trust us, which is ridiculous because Allah thinks you can trust the Bible. Allah says that Christians ought to judge according to what they have between their hands that we have with us. But they say, no, the Bible's all corrupt, so you should trust us instead. Just insane. The entire argument for Islam is so insane.
Absolutely. I fully agree. Like, we need to trust these people, not the Quran. We need to trust these people, not the tafsir. We need to trust these people, not the Bible. We need to trust these people, and that's it. This is the reality of these silly, ignorant people at the end of the day. So, Uthman ibn Farooq also brought up, which God logic destroyed him, about every other prophet is a Messiah. Like, he's a liar. He's a simple liar.
I know.
That is why a lot of people call him Uthman ibn Fibn, because like he also said, I have the Uthmanic Quran, and then his own followers said, no, that is not Uthmanic Quran, you are a liar. So he has been kicked by his own followers, own scholars so many times, it's unbelievable, and he still says these stupid things. What do you think about that, by the way?
Well, I mean, if he didn't, what else could he say? Someone would ask me about an argument that I thought was really bad. And I said, no, I wouldn't make that argument. I just don't think it's a good argument. I think it's probably not historically true. And they're like, but then I said, but you know what? If you were a Muslim, that quality of argument would be top tier because all the arguments are so bad. It's all like, oh, the miracles of the Quran. Like you have to say things that make no sense all the time. Just like you have to say that he has a hand, but we can't say it's attached to an arm. He has a foot, but we can't say it's attached to a leg. But we have to say it's a foot, but it's not like any other foot, and it's not anything else. It's just special. It's the religion of special people.
And by the way, Uthman can't even read Quran. You know that, right?
Oh, he can't even say the Shahada correctly. He says Muhammad.
you know, his own Pakistani scholars, Salafi scholars, actually said this. Check this out. That's what the Salafi Pakistani scholars said about Uthman Ibn Farooq. Check this out, guys.
Behind this individual is absolutely impermissible. I'm not a mufti, but I will issue a fatwa. Salah behind Uthman bin Farooq. Okay? Al-Miskin, Al-Jahil is haram.
Al-Miskin, Al-Jahil. Jahil means ignorant and illiterate, and Miskin means, the very, very garib person, very lower level person.
It means
and
like
then he says,
the poor beggar type person.
Exactly, and he doesn't want to waste such discussion time. Mr. Sheikh, your scholars are running away from me. Who the hell are you? You weren't even born yesterday. So you have to prove Quran is the words of Allah. How can we believe in it? We just close our eyes and believe it? That Quran is the word of Allah? Okay, William Shakespeare's novels are the word of Allah. You have to believe it. Otherwise, I will not talk with you. You silly, you ignorant, believing in something without knowing is stupidity. Just like your Prophet Muhammad, who was an ignorant, like Ummi. By the way, check how Usman reads Quran.
He's gonna change the disciplines. He's a Google Sheikh. You can tell he Googled stuff. Definitely.
He's Google Sheikh. Mariam, he said he's Google Sheikh.
Google is a much better Sheikh than Uthman. Much better.
Much better.
He is inferior to Sheikh Google.
Okay. But according to the Pakistani Salafis, he's a Google Sheikh.
Yeah.
He's been done recently for plagiarism. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
He's stealing whole section to be a local imam. You're not fit.
So he is stealing local imams' data as well. He's stealing people's wives and the data from the local imams as well. Guys, Sheikh Uthman is a thief according to the Muslims themselves, not according to us, according to Muslims as well.
To do a nikah for anyone, you are not fit to make Jummah khutbah, you are not fit to lead a prayer.
So you're not fit to marry anybody, you're not fit to give a sermon. That's what they're saying.
Exactly.
You need to get your own tajweed checked, because in your own prayer you still need to recite Quran mujawwadan. So please go back to school, young boy, and get like I was saying, this guy, he's going around acting like a sheikh, telling people, well, you've got that stupid dawah man next to him, telling people he's got a master's in hadith. What type of master's in hadith is this, that this man can't read a verse of the Quran correctly whilst looking at it?
He can't even read the verse of the Quran while he's looking at it.
I have to agree that these people do a better job than us.
Oh yes, they did. Hey, check this out. Finally, thanks to the internet, even the Muslims are calling out Muslims. Because in the past, a Muslim would stand in front of a crowd and he can say whatever he wants to, and nobody will say anything to him in return. I would like to appreciate and will give thanks to these two Salafi Muslims, Al-Islam Production channel. They have like 11,000 subscribers, not a very big channel, but at least they are honest. And what they have said, I've taken this small cutting from their 45 minutes video and I'm putting it here for you to listen, that Uthman Ibn Farooq can't even recite the Quran. All the books that he has behind him in Arabic, how can you say that he can read them and comprehend them when he can't even properly recite the Quran? And that's the whole purpose of these two guys 45 minutes long video, which I'm cutting it short for you guys in 8 minutes. Let me play that for you so that you would listen, understand and comprehend.
ولوطا إذا قال لقومه ولوطا إذا قال لقومه
ولوطا إذ قال لقومه. Like, we are not asking you to read like a qari al-muqri, you know, to have ijaza. All we're saying is, like they say in our language, yeah, read like a bandina putar.
Like a bandina putar.
Our Maktab kids who are 6 years old can differentiate between iz, alif, kasra, dal. Or in the Indo-Pak, alif, zair, dal, iz. What's idha? Yeah, why are you changing the Holy Quran?
He's added a letter.
He's looking in and reading.
He's
Allah
looking-
says in the Holy Quran, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَقَّ تِلَاوَتِهِ. Those people who we have given the book to, they recite it as it should be recited. Which means he is not from the people who are people of the Quran and Sunnah.
He's not the people of the Quran and Sunnah, guys. That's not what I'm saying. The Salafi scholars are saying.
وأنجانا أهله
أنجانا. Oh my goodness.
وأنجانا أهله يعني الله
فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ وَأَهْلَهُ. Yeah? And with tajweed, فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ وَأَهْلَهُ. فَأَنْجَيْنَا. Fa, fatha, zabar, fa. He's reading wa. So he can't differentiate with a dot on it and a wow. He acts all Pathanified. Imagine you were in Afghanistan. They'd take you to bazaar and whoop you, bro. Masters.
This is a beautiful line. If you were in Afghanistan, they'll take you to the bazaar and whoop you. That's a beautiful line. That's a beautiful line, by the way. Oh man! And he's like, you are what? Jahil.
It's I read it like a bandida putar.
Nah.
فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ. Wa. He changed fa into wa. Anjaynahu. Anjahna. Yeah, anjayna. Yeah, he's changing it into a ha. Who at the end is missing out? Yeah, he's missing out the dhamir. فَأَنْجَيْنَاهُ وَأَنْجَهْنَا. Let's listen to it again.
وأنجانا أهله يعني الله وأنجانا أهله يعني الله.
What do you mean, Yani Allah? You acting like some mufassir that's up there in Haram and Makki. You're fooling the people. But what I'm shocked about, Mullah, is the people must be daft as well.
In the 10th verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ضرب الله مثالا للذين
ضرب الله
كفروا من
مثالا.
امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط. ضرب الله مثالا للذين كفروا من امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط.
ضرب الله. Okay, fine. Okay, you can say that he's just splitting the words. But that's not a way of reciting it.
That's not a way of reciting.
ضرب الله. ضرب الله. Next.
No, you missed it.
Yeah. ضرب الله مثالا. مثلا.
He's changing it to مثالا.
Mim zabar ma. Tha zabar tha. Lam zabar lan. Mathalan. It's actually in Ahsul Qawaid. This word.
You know, when we are kids, we go and recites Yasran Quran. You know, that's what they are teaching Uthman Ibn Farooq. That you don't even know how to read Yasran Quran. You don't know what a zabar is. You don't know the words are. He's like, Uthman is like, he needs to go and start reading Yasran Quran again.
Well, what's really funny is, again, he says the Shahada wrong. So, like in modern Arabic, it would be likely to say Muhammadar Rasul, Allah, etc. Right? But because it's like a fancy archaic language, it's Muhammadan Rasul. And this is like the most important words that you say, right? And yet he says it wrong. And whenever he says Surah Al-Fatiha, he says al-yom instead of yom. Every time that it's used in the Quran, the word day, yom, does not have an article with it. It doesn't say the day. It never says the day. It only says yom. And yet, Surah Al-Fatiha, the one that you say more times than anything else, he adds a word to it because he just doesn't know. And I am no expert in Arabic. My Arabic is not good. And yet this if it's something that I notice, it is so bad.
Alhamdulillah. Let's check a little one more, and then we will when we end
this
it.
is actually in Asr twice, which means he has learned Qaeda.
Yes,
This
learn
guy
Qaeda.
has not learned Qaeda. You know, when we were small, you had the first page of Qaeda separately. It was on like a hardback type of thing. It's called Patti. Go back, put and learn Patti. We used to read it from Masiji opposite our road.
He said like we used to read it from the Masiji over there. Man, that's the utmost bisti in the history of utmost bisti of Uthman Ibn Farooq. These two guys did. They're just like, as I send the link to you guys can watch it instead of me playing the whole video over here. You go watch it and have fun. This is beautiful, right? A little more.
Allahu mathalan, he's reading Daraba Allahu mithalan. Okay? So mithalan, okay? Then he goes lilladina kafaru min im. He's just put an extra word in, a full word. He's put min in. He's put an extra word. Yeah, he's put harf jar in Quran.
كفروا من إمرة النوح وإمرة لوط.
Astaghfirullah. This guy is off the rails. Anyway, not imra'a, min imratin. Imratan. You know, what are you doing here?
وقيل ادخل النار مع الداخلين.
وقيل ادخل النار. وقيل ادخلا النار. Allah saying, it was said, enter the fire. He's saying, yeah. The fact that you're stuttering shows that you don't know Nazira. You can't recite looking in.
أولئك الذي يشترون الضلال بالهدى والآذاب بالمغفرة فما أصبرهم على.
Oh my goodness, that is
now, in this one, he's actually given a khutbah. So he's got the robe on, yeah, with the gold lining. أولئك الذين, yeah. So he's reading أولئك الذي. So الذين, he's changed to الذي. Okay, أولئك الذين نشتروا الضلالة. He's making أولئك الذي يشترون الضلالة or something of the sort.
أولئك الذي يشترون الضلال بالهدى والآذاب بالمغفرة.
And then the whole congregation, and then they're inviting them to the local masjids. This jahil, this ignorant miskin.
Yeah.
That is the level. These guys just. And this is their scholar, guys, by the way. This is your scholar. This is your scholar, and you think we should debate this idiot, buffoon. Come on. Really? What happened is, let me tell you what happened. What happened is that this guy was nothing. He was literally nothing. Somehow, Sam Shamoun, David Wood, and Anthony Rogers went there and spoke with him, and that day gave him a fame. Otherwise, this idiot was nothing. Nobody was watching him. Nobody was looking at him. He was just another idiot standing on the side of the road in Babula Park.
Well,
These three guys.
I went up to talk to him because he was already making lots of money off of the backs of Muslims, and he was doing lots of YouTube shorts and TikTok and stuff like that. So he actually was making tons of money at that time, and that's why.
But that's the video that made him famous. Otherwise, nobody knew him. He might be making something over there in there, but like he was like a buffoon. At that particular time, he didn't even have 10,000 subscribers. So they actually gave him subscribers. It's them. So if Sam wouldn't be there or David wouldn't be there, he wouldn't have gotten any fame at all. None. Zero. Nada. So anyhow, at the end of the day, Muslims who follow him are just like him as well. Ignorant, illiterate, and they have no knowledge whatsoever. That's the reality of it. So let's come to the closing point. Mary Herb, would you like to say something about today? By the way, Mary Herb, is this too many Marys? You as well, right?
What? Yes.
Okay.
It is.
So,
too many Mary. Yep, I'm talking in the chat. So
you're here and you're still talking on the chat.
yeah, I'm
Mary,
doing
what
both
are you
at the same
doing?
time.
What are you doing? You are a mode now.
I also even I also even ordered a new tea holder because mine broke. I keep dropping it and I smashed it up and I broke it.
Does it add Muhammad on it?
No, and it doesn't have a camel pee in it either, so clearly it will not be as good for me. Well,
Oh man.
while it is true, while it is true that that Uthman or Osman Khan is a poor example of an actual imam, anyone with authority, anyone with knowledge. In his day-to-day practical life, he does exemplify many of the traits of Muhammad. The poor treatment of women, playing one woman off of another, all of those sorts of things. He does follow the example of Muhammad, even if his Arabic is not great and not nearly as good as it should be given his claims. So you have to kind of divide the two. There's his intellectual knowledge, which is his actual ability to read and interpret the Quran, which is terrible. And then finally, his example following his prophet, which I still argue is excellent. I see no fault in his following of Muhammad's example. He is very much like his prophet. The only difference is that Muhammad was able to get his adopted son to divorce the wife, and Uthman was not able to get Adnan to give up his wife, so he just took her. So
interesting, very interesting. By the way, the answer for this question by Vishal will be very different from me, but I want to hear from a American's perspective. So Mary, please tell us why Western nations are allowing such idiots to be in their country.
There are several reasons. Number one, there are certain people in power who hate Christianity and want to import anyone who has a different belief system because they're hoping to bring about the communist revolution. There's two, people who don't really think, they think that Muslims are just confused and they're poor little stupid brown people and they don't really believe the things that they say they believe. Oh, no one would believe that. And so they don't take them seriously and their beliefs seriously and don't understand that they would cut your throat if given a chance once they get strong enough to take power. And then third, it's just kind of this idea of pitying people like, oh, we can't exclude people on the basis of this, on the basis that they want to destroy your nation. That would just be bigoted. And those are kind of the three reasons. And of course, he himself came from a non-observant family. So his family was not particularly observant. And his own supposed origin story involves him supposedly being a tough old gangster who found Islam and his true heritage and all the rest of that and wants to bring the beauty of it to everyone so that all women can look like this all the time and be covered in black and blue bruises, because that is how we have a beautiful and wonderful society. So,
but you know what the Arabs actually said about this? Yes, Islamic engineer, you want to add something?
Go ahead.
So, but the Islamic Arabs actually said this in 2017, way before anything like this ever happened. Check this out.
And let me say this in English so you can understand what I'm saying.
I have translation.
No, I know you have translation, but I just want to make sure you get it right. There will come a day that we will see far more radical extremists and terrorists coming out of Europe because of the lack of decision-making, trying to be politically correct, or assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam and they know the others far better than we do. And I'm sorry, but that's pure ignorance. Assuming that they know the Middle East and they know Islam.
They know the Middle East and they know Islam far better than that. This is the reality of it.
Yep.
The West has no idea. They are milking the snake, which will bite them as soon as it is powerful enough. Islamic engineer, you wanted to add something?
Yes, and one of the constitution, and I think the top constitution law which makes America is, and all these Western countries because they allow each kind of faith to come in, and it's a free country to come and practice whatever they do. So telling anyone that you cannot come in because of their religion, it just doesn't make it America. It makes a different country, and that's the reason everybody wants to come in America, because it's a free country. You can do whatever you want. You can basically just make a noodle god or whatever, and then just worship him if you want. So that's what makes it America.
Yeah, but historically that was not true. Historically, we did limit immigration to Christian nations, and it also allowed in Jews because they didn't have a home. Those were the two religions that were allowed to proliferate in America for a very, very, very long time. And it's only in the 20th century when this got twisted and a false narrative of history was introduced. Yes, there was a fondness or a romanticism toward Islam when the founding fathers did not have a physical copy of a single Quran and knew nothing about it. Then when the pirates came and the Barbary pirates started attacking, they found out about Islam. And they're like, oh my goodness, we don't want this in our country. And they passed laws to keep it out. So historically, for most of the history of the West, yes, there has been restrictions against faiths that were not Christianity. And then Judaism, because the Jews didn't have a homeland of their own, and they have often lived among us for a long time, and very rarely went on like knife cutting spree, like throat hacking sprees, unlike certain other people. And so, like, we would still be America because we were America when we were like that, and the West was like that. It's just this false narrative in this post-colonial age, because certain people want us to be destroyed in that way, want that identity to be ruined.
Sweet.
UK has gone down the drain. I don't know if how long America can survive if it goes the path of the UK. But before I end this stream, I want to show the wife thief again, because in the early part of this stream I showed where I was doing the translation in Urdu as well, and I remembered that Rob actually did this stream as well. So I'm going to show Rob Christian stream, because here there is no Urdu translations.
I have rights, and I believe in my rights in Islam. I have a question to Osman. What is my wife doing at your mother's house? And you know that she's still my wife. Your son told me that the paintings, I'm going to show you in a video, those paintings are your mother's. Okay? So why my wife call your mother my mother-in-law? And why she's at your mother's house?
If somebody goes to your mother's house, does that mean they're married to you?
Got permission from my husband to try and sell these for my mother-in-law. These are not my paintings, they're hers, but she wants to sell them and get rid of them.
You know that she's my wife, and you know me very well. Why you didn't tell me, Abu, your wife is renting? You said she rents there. Why you didn't tell me, Abu, your wife is renting from my mother? That's what you said. Why didn't tell me that? Why you hiding that? And why you lied to me in a message that you told me that your mother lives alone? Seemed like you didn't know that I have a video of my wife calling your mother-in-law. So anybody who slandered me, may Allah forgive you. May Allah forgive you again and again and again. I waited 1 year to find out the truth. I knew Osman married my wife. I knew it. I have rights on you. I have rights on you. And why your friends are threatening me? It's like, I know you. If you come to San Diego, we're going to take care of you. Or you're not welcomed in San Diego. Is that a real Muslim? Why are you sending those people on me? You're trying to scare me? I'm a Muslim. I fear nobody but God. And I wish I was wrong about you. I wish, wallahi, I wish I was wrong about you. Ya Allah, subhanallah. So again, what is my wife doing in your mother's house? And why she's calling your mother my mother-in-law? You tell me.
Got permission from my husband to try and sell these for my mother-in-law.
Got permission from my husband to sell these by my mother-in-law.
He has Muslim logic. That doesn't mean that I'm married to her.
And I've shown
Maybe
the
she's married to my
initial part.
brother.
So I've shown the better video in the initial part, but it was translated into Urdu as well. So
Like
check this out.
Islamic verses on them, or like
So this guy actually opened a web page as well. Do you know that? He opened a Sheikh Uthman website as well, exposing Uthman. You know that, right?
Yeah, that's where he uploaded all the documents from the court case.
Exactly. So he even has the resume of Sheikh Uthman as well.
Oh,
He
wow.
has his old resume, and he uploaded everything. All of these documents that he put here are here. You can actually go and read these documents, by the way. You can read the Arabic text of this, and you can read everything. And he uploaded all of these documents that we have, which is a public forum and a public exposed document that we showed you earlier today, where Uthman is a wife beater and he is publicly, you know, contact. There's a contact us as well. Yes. So he uploaded all of these things in a website because he created 6 TikToks accounts so far, and he's not doing anything in these TikTok accounts. He's just exposing Uthman, and TikTok is banning his accounts. So the Muslims from Bablula Park, Uthman Ibn Farooq's followers, they go and report his videos, and TikTok bans his account. And his account, Abu Adnan 1 is blocked. Then he created 2, then he created 3, then he created 4, then he created 5, then he created. Now he is on the 6th account. And you won't find anything on the 6th account right now. He recently created it. So TikTok is blocking his accounts again and again and again. Why? Because he's exposing a wife thief, that somebody stole his wife. And that's the reality of it.
Well, you know what court document he doesn't have? Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because he doesn't have the document to show that Uthman married, because Uthman cannot marry a second wife in California.
Yep.
So before we go, yes.
Yeah, there's also no document saying that Uthman ever got stabbed, because it never happened.
Through that. That was also a lie.
Yep.
So Papar Kadare sent, he looks like a bakri. Yes, he is a bakri. God Logic wiped the floor with him. Yes, that's what he did. That is exactly what God Logic did. Wijer, thank you so very much for your super sticker, brother. Wijer is also our moderator as well, and he also sends the super sticker. So thank you so very much, Wijer. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being here. Like you see, my stream was open after the first 40-45 minutes. After we showed the presentation, yet no Muslim had the guts to jump in and have any discussion with us, because they know that Allah has body parts, definitely, and they don't have any answer, just like Uthman Ibn Farooq doesn't have any answer. And secondly, who cares? Uthman is famous, and who cares what he does as long as he is famous? You know what I mean? That's the
One more
reality of
thing.
it. Yes.
He's going to be kicked out of his house very soon because the wife actually in the report said we just wanted him to not come to our house again. So she's taking court orders. So he's going to be homeless probably soon.
He has this annexie as well, where he has all his guns.
Yeah, well, that too, yeah. But he's not going to go to his house.
So, by the way, Mary Herb is always present on Reasoned Answer. I have done a couple of streams with Reasoned Answer, brother, as well.
Yeah.
And
there's someone here who would benefit from the next topic. Tomorrow, I am going to speak on the Trinity, and I will compare it to other systems, such as the silly Islamic systems. So if you want to go and go, oh, I want to talk about Trinity, go over to Reasoned Answers tomorrow.
Yeah, Reasoned Answer
And
don't invite me. He
all
just
about
don't like me.
Oh, he
So
hasn't invited anybody for a long time. He's been so busy
just
that
hates me.
he's been canceling stuff. So like I've missed like 4 weeks in the last
No. He
4 or
just
5
hates me.
months. So
He
but
just hates me. You have to acknowledge that. Abhay said, "Sir, my super chat, sir. I don't even see your super chat. I'm sorry."
I saw one of them, but you brought it up.
I brought it up, so I must have brought it up in the last time when I was reading super chat. So there were
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 super chats only, and if yours were one of them, I have already read them. If not, I don't know.
I've seen your super chat. And you
I
brought
didn't
it up.
miss
I
any
just
super
forgot
chat
what it
this
is
time around.
now.
Last time around, I missed a couple of super chats. This time I did not. So I just gave a full-fledged answer on this, man. Come on. I gave a full-fledged answer on this one.
Yes, you did.
Abhay, you were not listening. You were sleeping at that particular time. So last time when I was doing live stream, I missed the super chat reading. That was my bad. There were only 2 super chats and I missed them because we were so into talking, and then I suddenly closed the stream and I didn't read it. So I'm sorry for last time, but this time around I did not skip them. And now we have Amba Ka Pata Chal Gaya. He said, see yesterday's stream heated debate. Adam, no sir, I do not watch heated debate at all. So thank you so very much everyone for being here. What is saying? Adam, why you keep saying marry her? It's Mary Herb. Yes, I know it's Mary Herb. Did I say marry her? No, I never said marry her. Come
That's a
on,
good one.
open your eyes. Don't do that.
That's a
Mean
good one.
boy. All right. So thank you so much. All right. Last words, Islamic engineer.
Dude, I think Uthman Ibn Farooq and all the people who give him money to go give the dawah, all his money is going at the very wrong direction. And I think they should immediately stop at what he's doing. And he's actually mimicking exactly how the Prophet Muhammad did, or, ever taught. So people just need to be very careful on where their money is going. That's all I'm going to say. And that's it. And mad respect for you both, especially Adam, you doing a great job in your Urdu and English channel. I think it's the first time. I think we have done streams together before. I don't know. But Mary, you too. You've been on my channel, right, Mary?
I think so. I think I have once, maybe. But I've
Yeah.
been on with you somewhere, but I don't remember.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But mad respect for you too, okay, guys? Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you so very much, everyone. Have a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are. And I will see you this Thursday, as always, every Monday, every Thursday. Take care. God bless you all. Have a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are. Yeshua Akbarul Azim. God bless you all.